Scientists just found the building blocks of life, not in a lab, not even on Earth, on an asteroid drifting through space for billions of years. The asteroid is called Bennu. This means these molecules didn't form on Earth. So where did they come from? Bennu is near Earth asteroid, about 500 meters wide. But it isn't solid rock. It's a loose pile of debris barely held together by gravity. And more importantly, it's ancient. Bennu formed about 4.5 billion years ago, around the same time the planets were forming. Which means it carries some of the chemistry present when Earth was still forming. But for billions of years, no one knew what Bennu actually contained. So how do you study something like that? You go there and bring a piece of it back to Earth. In 2016, NASA launched a mission called OSIRIS-REx. The goal was simple: travel to Bennu, collect a sample, return it to Earth. The spacecraft arrived in 2018 and began mapping the surface, and almost immediately something stood out. Bennu wasn't solid rock. The surface was loose and unpredictable, so when the spacecraft tried to collect a sample, it didn't behave the way anybody expected. In 2020, the spacecraft descended towards the surface. It extended its sampling arm, and the moment it touched Bennu, the arm sank in. Bennu behaved more like a cloud of debris than solid ground. It wasn't landing on rock, it was landing on something barely holding together. Materials collected and the spacecraft backed away. The sample returned to Earth in 2020. Scientists began analyzing the material, and they found something unexpected. The same molecules used to store genetic information: adenine, guanine, cytosine, thymine, uracil. These are the exact molecules your DNA is built from. They also found amino acids and sugars, including ribose, a molecule that forms the backbone of RNA. These are the core components used by life. So what does that actually mean? It shows that the chemistry life depends on exists in space, not just on Earth. This isn't evidence of life, of course, but it's evidence that the components needed for life can form naturally in asteroids. Early Earth was heavily bombarded by asteroids. If material like this was common, these molecules could have been delivered here. Obviously not life itself, but the ingredients needed for it to begin. Bennu is likely a fragment of a much larger body once contained liquid water, which means these molecules may have formed in environments similar to early Earth. For billions of years, Bennu drifted through space carrying complex chemistry. Now that material is being studied here on Earth, revealing that ingredients for life existed long before life began on this planet. And some of them may have arrived here the same way. That's a fact.